Hey there, Miss.
Can you hear me all right? Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear
Okay,
you.
good. All right, perfect.
The sound is great.
Awesome. Yeah, I don't know what the problem, sometimes when the iPod, the AirPods start to lose power, the sound quality isn't good. So
It's good.
It's been more, yeah. Trying to coordinate the charging schedule. All right.
We all share.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna try some Mackenzie cake. Let's see. All right. 1 sec, guys. I'm gonna go use the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back.
Chelsea, put on your video. There you are.
I was listening to the news.
Can you practice tomorrow?
Maybe.
I think Mary's going to join tomorrow too.
Nice.
Did Emery have to go to work?
No, he's off. They canceled missions, so he's off until Monday.
They're still not going to declare it a permanent off.
Mm-mm.
Well, that's good. Today's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
He's not doing yoga with you?
Huh?
He's not doing yoga with you?
No. Offered.
He could be off in the opposite side if he's self-conscious. So Amber, this is my daughter Chelsea. She's in south of Orlando. So
No way. Hey, Chelsea.
yeah,
I'm sad. I've seen you checked in before. I didn't know this is your daughter. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. So what are you doing in Orlando?
I work for the Nature Conservancy, so I work on a nature preserve down here.
Oh, wow.
got the whole 12,000.
So you're still allowed to do that right now, right?
Up until a couple days ago, they just stopped field work for safety and liability reasons. So we're figuring.
Yeah, man. Well, yeah, a lot of recalibration going on. Definitely lots of adjustments across the board. It's so funny. I was bike riding out here a couple of minutes ago, and there's like, whenever you're driving a car now, you're in the minority. Most people are like on foot or on their bikes or rollerblading. It's so interesting. It's like, I gotta be like 1,000 times more careful in my car because like there's hey Sam, turn on your webcam if you want to be seen. I can't see you.
There she is.
Awesome. I see Elizabeth, Matt. Hey Anthony and Kay. Hi Kay. Let's see who's on the other page. Gloria, Chelsea, Elizabeth, Monica. Okay, cool. All right, it is. Oh, I guess we should wait a couple more minutes. Give people time to get on the call. I love how nobody's late to the virtual calls. Like, you guys are home. Eliminates through the studio. Yeah, like people, I never can start my studio classes on time. I feel like I'm always like 5 minutes into the time, and then we start. This time we're getting the full hour. Yes.
And we can enjoy our coffee up until the last minute.
Exactly. Oh, and between downward facing dog, chugga chugga. Hey, Mike. All right. Oh, I need to go turn my phone on vibrate. So you guys can hear me pretty well? Yeah. Did you hear that? I mean, I just popped my hip really loud. Did you guys hear that?
It's good.
I might crack my knees. Get my yoga on, Joy, just sitting here. Oh, okay. Let's go ahead and get started. Guys, my name is Amber. I'm stoked to be leading you through yet another virtual practice. Thank you so much for coming. We've got people that aren't even local on this call, which is really, really exciting to me. I like meeting new people, and I feel like we're a community that's kind of becoming spread far and wide these days. So it's pretty nice to get that sense of connection, even though we're not physically sharing space right now. And I really enjoy the fact that I can see all of you guys in your spaces and how you live and who's in the family and the pets and all that stuff. It's really cool to be able to witness that. So thank you for coming this morning, and let's get started in child's pose. Soften down into your foundation. And for this practice this morning, let's just remember to take everything as it arrives. So we're not in a hurry to get from one moment to the next. We're not in a rush to get from here to there, because really there is no destination. So we're going to give each moment the attention that it deserves. And so with that being said, start to own this moment. Start to own your space by spreading out wide into it. So if that looks like walking your fingers forward further, maybe coming up off your elbows, maybe you guys can even put a prop underneath your arms to lift yourself up higher. Maybe a pillow or something. Not all aspects of our poses need to be uncomfortable, just the physical muscular part. You don't need to make your joints uncomfortable or anything like that. Take another breath in. This time, let that breath out through your mouth. And then take your right hand, slide that underneath your left armpit. So we're opening up through this right side body. And if you guys have the space and you want to, you can take your left foot out to the side. Maybe catch onto the toes with the right peace fingers. And maybe the left hand comes up and around, catches the bind behind the back. Yeah, even though the country's on a nationwide quarantine right now, there's no reason why we can't get bigger and expand in our own space. Take another breath, fill up your lungs again. Open up your mouth, send it out. Come back to center, child's pose. Let's take this to the other side. Take your left hand, thread that underneath your right armpit. And then reach long through all 10 fingers. So the left hand reaches toward the right hand reaches forward, and then ground down through your fingers and your hands. And stay here or move the right foot out to the side. Bind or no bind. You can catch the toes. You can take your right hand around behind your back. And find what works. Take a breath in, fill your lungs. Exhale, fill your space. Child's pose. But now rock forward till your shoulders are over your wrists, and we're gonna come into tabletop. So move your knees underneath your hips and then start to roll. So maybe a nice up and down motion. Maybe we make waves with the hips. Drop your head just like you're in ragdoll. And then shake your head no. And nod your head yes. And then cat-cows. Lower your belly down towards the ground. And exhale, rise to the sky. Lower back down again. Sink the weight into your hands. Draw down towards the ground with your belly. Exhale, lift. A couple more. Maybe with your eyes closed, maybe just feeling out where it is you want to be right now. Add some juiciness maybe by bending the elbows a little more, sinking lower. And then come to a flat back. Good. Lift your knees, curl your toes. Take a breath. And then see if you can tap your right toes to your right wrist. Yeah, your toes. Take them back. That's a lot of work. Let's do it on the left side. Tap your left toes to your left wrist. Take it back. One more time on the right. Tap the toes to the wrist. Take it back. If you need to tap them to the ground instead, that's great. That works. Left side. Take it back. And then downward facing dog. It's a little bit of fire in the core there. Press your chest towards your thighs. Sink the weight towards your heels. Go as far back as you can. To open up the backs of the legs there. Open up your shoulders. Big breaths in. And lift your right leg up into the air. And just hold this for a second. Take a couple points and a couple flexes with your heel. Maybe roll your ankle. Good, now with your heel flexed, pull the right foot out toward the right. Hold it there. Fire up your whole hip. And then draw it back towards center. Bend your knee, open your hip. And straighten your right leg. Step your right foot to your right hand. Go to low lunge. And try to make your back the same as you would if you were in plank. So nice and low, but straight as an arrow. Reach forward with the crown of your head. Reach back with your tail. Take a breath in. Let a breath out. Go to plank. Okay, go to low plank. Up to high plank. Downward facing dog. And take your left leg up into the air. Play around with your toes, your heels, roll your ankle, point and flex. And wake up your feet. And flex your toes, pull your left heel out to the left. And straighten both of your elbows, press down through your hands, and then see if you can redistribute the weight in your shoulders. Notice if one is doing more work. Good, then draw back to center. Bend your knee, open your hip. Straighten your left leg, step your left foot to your left hand, low lunge. Breathe. Take a final breath right here. Go back to plank. So not really a lot of movement going from low lunge to plank. Just the hips coming off center for a second. And then from here, go into your low plank. Take a breath, go into up dog. Downward facing dog. And step your right foot to your right hand, your left foot to your left hand, go to ragdoll. Breathe. Spread out your toes. How can you support yourself right now in this moment? Lower your head. And if you need more, go ahead and wrap your peace fingers around your big toes and pull down further. Come on, take some motion. I see some of you guys putting a little rhythm in this. Shake your head. Move it from side to side. And just get involved with your ragdoll right now. And then step your feet together. Lift all the way up into mountain pose. High mountain pose. Lift all the way up. Take a breath in. Look towards the sky if you're outside, the ceiling if you're inside. And then let's side bend over to the right. Come back up to the left. Come back up, look up, stay right here, or start to go back. Draw your hands towards the back of the room. Take a big breath in. Drop your hands to heart center. Let's start class with one Om. Everyone take a big breath in. Feel free to join me. Take your arms back up. High mountain pose. Go back for a back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, back to plank. Good, go to low plank. So bend your elbows, come to a hover, and stay strong with this. Draw your elbows tight towards your body. Straight back, and then up dog. Take a breath right here. And then a deep breath out, downward facing dog. Press your hips back. Look forward, step there. And halfway lift, fold. Tadasana, reach up, go back. Bow forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, step back to plank. Low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Between your hands, hop or step there. Halfway lift, fold. Chair pose. Sink the weight into your heels. Make this a little bit deeper. Take a breath in. Exhale a breath out. Hold it. Oh, some of you guys are racing to fold. just enjoy the juiciness of this moment. There's like so much this pose has to offer. Lots of good awareness about ourselves and our tendencies. And then notice what comes up. Take a breath in. Lower your hips another inch. Now, one of my favorite authors, he says that if you squeeze an orange, you're going to get orange juice. And it's the same with humans. Whatever's inside you is going to come out when it's put under pressure. So right now, notice if you feel angry or elated or bored, whatever it is, that's just what's inside you right now. It's not a measure of who you are. Take another breath. Let out whatever that is, and then fold. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Remember if there's any residual burning in your legs. Lift the right leg up. And move into warrior one. Right foot to right hand, big breath in, reach. And spin your back heel down there for you. There you go, good. Pull your hips forward, take an inhale, lift up higher. Exhale down, chaturanga. Upward facing dog to downward facing dog. And lift your left leg up. Pull it forward, warrior one. And set this up. Press your left knee out towards your pinky toe. Open your hips. Take an inhale. Down to the mat, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. And look between your hands, hop or step there. Half rise, fold. Chair pose. Good. Come straight up into it. And then lower down as far as you can. Let's see if we can hit the ground all the way. You guys have got like unlimited resources. If you need to use something to help you back up, we'll help ourselves back up. But let's see how low we can go. Maybe tap your booty onto the ground. And then see if you can come back into chair pose. Use your hands, rock and roll into boat if you need to. Use momentum. Just get back up. Okay, take a big breath in. So we're back in chair. And bring your hands to heart center. Let's twist to the right. Take big breaths. Bring your knees together. Hug everything in skin to muscle to bone. And then come back up, chair pose. Bring your hands back to heart center. Twist to the left. Breathe. Take another breath in. Rise back up, chair pose. Take a bow. Halfway lift, chaturanga, upward dog, downward facing dog. Bring your right foot to your right hand for warrior one. Chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Left side, warrior one. Chaturanga, upward dog, downward facing dog. Bend your knees, hop or step forward. Inhale, half lift, exhale, fold. Breathe in, let's go, chair pose. And zero in on your legs. Fold. Halfway rise, chaturanga, upward dog, downward facing dog. And right foot forward, warrior one. Lift up, go down, chaturanga, upward dog, downward facing dog. Left side, warrior one. Rise. Exhale, lower, hit the mat. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. And let out a big sigh. And as you breathe this morning, I ask that you pay attention to your emotions. And I know that sounds kind of weird maybe because we're practicing yoga, but bringing the practice of mindfulness into your life. I actually read a study about this morning. It changes the way your brain works, and it changes the way your brain maps on a scan. Noticing things like our emotions, like we have the time and the ability to rationalize that out if we're paying attention. So always notice how you're feeling. And then take your right leg up into the air. Bend your knee, open your hip. And if you're ready, go straight into your flip dog or straight into your wheel. How warm is your body right now? How does it feel? Reach forward with your right hand, press down into your feet, lift your hips up. One more inhale. Exhale, come to plank. And then step your right foot to your right hand. Good, move back into plank. See how low you can keep your hips without like throwing your hips off center? Take your right foot back to your right hand. You got this, Mike Malsby, come on. Good, reach the crown of your head forward, step your right foot back into plank. Okay, let's go to side plank on the right. And so we're spinning to the right. The right hand is down, left hand is up, reach. Yeah, if you need more support, drop your knee onto the ground. That's a great modification. It's not even a modification really, it's just a plank, it's side plank. The work here is just the stacking of the shoulders, the twisting open of the chest. Yeah, go to modify. If you want to go back into wild thing, flip dog, do it. Take one more breath. Bring yourself back to plank. Go to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And lift your left leg up into the air. Bend your knee, open your hip. Stay right here or go straight into it. Flip your dog. Breathe. And press down your hands and feet. One more breath. Lift up. And come back to plank. Good work, everybody. All right, bring your left foot to your left hand. And step back to plank. Do that again. Bring your left foot to your left hand. Lower your hips down. Back to plank. Good, low plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Come back to plank. Side plank on your left. And press down through the knife edge of your feet. See if you can get your top leg off the ground. Just bring a sense of lightness to your bottom. Hands be light on that shoulder. Reach the top hand up. And with that reach, imagine that taking some of the weight out of your bottom arm so that you're just lifting up. Good, activate your core, draw your shoulders back. High plank. Low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, let's go to some sun C's. Look between your hand, jump there. Halfway rise, fold, lift up to Tadasana. And we're gonna start this by stepping our right foot back. So we're going into crescent lunge. Notice my back leg isn't bent here like this. It's just perfectly straight, or as straight as I can get it anyway. Maybe a slight bend in the knee, but that's just because I'm a little tight right here. So if you're not, just kind of reach forward into this. So we're leaning forward with the left thigh, pressing back with the right leg, and then lift your arms up. Take a breath in. High plank. Good, go to low plank, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward, low lunge, or high lunge, sorry. Take your breath in as you lift your fingertips. Same thing here. You want to get the benefit of that stretch in the back leg. So open up that hip by pressing that back thigh back and moving that front thigh forward. Step your back foot up to mountain pose. Fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Fold. Rise up, Tadasana. Let's do that again. We're going to add a step here. So step your right leg back. Lift your fingertips, look up between your hands, then press off the back foot, warrior three. Bring your hands to heart center. Drop your fingers. 3-point balance or standing split. So you can walk your hands back if you want to. You can keep your hands out in front of you if you want to. How stable do you feel right now? Go for stability, go for support. And support to me means choosing myself in every moment. I know that a lot of us were raised to think that's selfish, but you can't choose another person unless you can choose yourself first. Make sure that you have what you need. That you're doing what you can and that you feel supported. And step back to your crescent lunge, reach up. High plank. At low plank, up dog. Downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward, high lunge. Warrior three. Extend with your back leg. Good, reach. And then drop your fingertips nice and slow down towards the ground. And to let your head drop. Relax your neck, your shoulders. The majority of the action here is coming from that lifted leg. So lift it up as high as you can. And then step back. Crescent lunge, reach up, big breath in, exhale down to, oh wait, sorry, that's my mistake. Step up to mountain pose. Good work, everybody. Take a bow. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. And step your right foot to your right hand, rise back up into your crescent lunge. And this time, let's go for a twist. So open or close twist. I say let's go for an open twist this time. So just spin your arms open to the right. We're still getting the opening in that back thigh. Let's let that be our main focus right now. Once you've got that, once you've invoked that stretch, open up your arms and let's stretch out the thoracic spine too, the waist. Take a breath and look back at your back arm. Stay here or you can start to go back. You can drop the right hand towards your right leg. If you went back, come back to a twist. Revolved half moon. So we're going to drop this left hand here down towards the ground and lift the back leg up. Now, there's different variations you can take here. You can bind, or maybe you just even keep your back leg on the ground. Maybe your toes need to support you right now. Take what you need. And come back to your revolved crescent lunge. Spin open into warrior two. Reverse your warrior. And go to half moon. Just regular old half moon. So we're stacking the shoulders this time. It's really hard to do that in the revolved version, but in this one, it's totally possible. So bring yourself up to the ground. If you've got a prop at home, use it. I mean, you can even use your water bottle. Sometimes I do this if I don't have a block. Just give yourself a little bit of height. That's your added advantage. Then look up towards the ceiling, twist your chest open, and step your back foot back. Let's go to extended side angle. Breathe. What can you create right here? A long back, a deep breath, a bind. Take a breath in. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. And step your left foot forward. Go to crescent lunge. And so here we are in crescent lunge. We're going to open up. Well, once we get our stance right, spread out the left toes, spread out the right toes, stack your back heel over your back toes, and then open up to the left. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, deep breath out. And stay here or start to go back. And come back up into your twist. Revolved half moon. Drop the right hand. Lift your right foot. Breathe, guys. If you need a child's pose here instead to catch your breath, please go there. People who honor themselves don't give up. If you're coming in hot and you need a rest, take one. Step back to your crescent lunge. Good. Spin into warrior two. Reverse your warrior. Half moon. Take another breath. Don't worry about whether or not this is graceful. Breathe. And then step back into your extended side angle. Take one more full breath in here. Exhale, open up with a twist. And then chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Look between your hands. Hop up or step up. Halfway lift. Fold. Mountain pose. Fold. And take your right leg behind you. Not up, but just straight back. I guess I should have been more clear. Hold on a second. So from our forward fold, we're just extending the right leg back. So it's not on the ground. We're doing like, I should have said 3-point balance. So, okay, 3-point balance. And then from here, we're going to use our core. We're going to use our left foot. We're going to use our left leg. We're going to rise up into warrior three. Nice and slow. Use your control. Sometimes we have it, sometimes we don't. And then see if from here, you can reach around and catch your back foot for dancer. Use a wall if you need to, whatever you need to make that happen. I just enjoy offering everybody an opportunity for transitions. So see how slowly you can move through them. And then release. Shake it out. Shake your legs out. Let's go for a goddess pose. Everyone come to goddess at the front of your mat. Take your knees out. And sit up nice and tall. And then draw your feet together. Forward fold. And take your left leg straight back, 3-point balance. Slowly as you can, lift up into your warrior three. Maybe you start by just taking a couple fingers off the ground. And then before you know it, they're all off the ground. And from here, reach around, catch your extended leg. Dancer pose. Press your chest forward, press your heel back. And release. It's time to go to ragdoll. Let go, take your hands to the ground, come up halfway, step back to plank. Low plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward, warrior one. Warrior two. Reverse your warrior. And go to triangle. And move your top hip over your bottom hip and your top shoulder over your bottom shoulder. Sometimes when I'm at home, I like to do this up against a wall. So if you guys can visualize that, or if you actually want to try this, you just plaster yourself up against any good wall, and then you'll notice you won't be able to drop your hand as far. Because when the hips are perfectly stacked, it's kind of hard to access this pose deeply. Take another breath. Go back into warrior two. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Left side, warrior one. And go to warrior two, reverse your warrior. Triangle pose, take this with ease, take it slowly. Straighten your front leg and reach. Breathe. Warrior two. Straighten your front leg again, and let's turn all 10 toes to the right for our side-facing, wide-legged forward bends. Take a breath in, reach up. Exhale, reach, and just reach halfway. So as you reach, just become aware of the fact that you're driving back with the hips, reaching forward with your arms. Look down to the mat. And then take your arms out to your sides. Good. Tap your left foot with your right hand. Come back up and out. Tap your left foot to your right foot, or left. You guys know what I mean. And come back up. One more time. Right hand, left foot. Come back up. Good. Hug tight in with the core. Draw your shoulders back. Left hand, right foot. Come back up. Rise all the way back up. Lift your arms up. Take a breath in. Come back to warrior two. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Breathe. Come into plank. We're just going to hold this for 10 breaths. It's going to be fun. Don't worry, I'm counting. You guys, draw your navel up towards your spine. Sam, draw your shoulders back. There you go, right there. So if anyone feels like they're rounding anywhere, pull the shoulder blades, pull those back onto your spine. So you go from like this to being open like this. And that's what we want. 2 more breaths. Drop down to your knees if you need to, but don't move. Good. See how slowly you can lower down towards your mat now. Start to lower down. 3, 2, 1. Oh, rest. Good. Rest. Give yourself a quick body scan. Go back to the way you're feeling right now. I always feel my best when I check in with myself like regularly. Like it should be once every 10 minutes. That's true self-love. If we can come from that place, then we'll be able to make ourselves really happy. Check in. What would be of benefit to you right now? Let's go to locust. For this one, reach your arms out in front of you. So instead of having them out, like palms facing down, draw your thumbs up. So that the knife edge of your hand, this pinky right here, is resting on the ground. And then from here, we're gonna draw up just the top half of our body. So press your feet down, tops of the feet down, and then lift up. Chest up, look down at your mat. Take a big breath in, exhale, release. Good. Take another inhale, get back up, locust. This time, get your feet up off the ground. Lift them up, and then bring your feet back down. Keep your arms up. Good, lift your feet up again. Bring them back down. Keep your arms up. We're not moving the arms, just the feet. Good, lift your feet up again, and drop them. One more time, take a breath, lift your legs, squeeze. Release. And then maybe you bend your knees, winch up your feet from side to side. Upward facing dog. Press back to tabletop. And then extend your right leg behind you. Take your left arm out in front of you. We're gonna reach around and catch our foot for tiger pose. So if you guys don't know tiger pose, it's something like this. You're just gonna reach around, catch that, draw it up. Kind of like a bow, except a reverse orientation of that pose. So base yourself strong down through that bottom knee, the one that's still grounded, press it down, take a breath, let it go, and let's move on to the other side. So take your right arm out in front, draw your left foot behind you, reach around for that foot. If it's not there or you can't catch it, you can use a strap, anything that's rope-like, or you can just pretend. You can just reach for that foot for now. Just open up your shoulders. Back bends are really designed just to open up the front half of the body. So it doesn't really matter what we're doing with the back leg. Just express yourself outward by drawing back with your shoulders. And then take a breath and release back to tabletop. And then take your hands off the ground, come back onto your knees. So we're standing on our knees. Let's set up for camel. So everyone take your knees about hip width distance apart. Take an inhale, lift your arms just to get the full length of the waist. Draw your tailbone under, lift the front of your pelvis, and then let's start to go back. So hands might go to the low back, they might go to the heels, and they might go all the way back to the mat for Kapotasana. Good. Lift up. Press your hips forward and move your chest back. Stay here or go to wheel. That's in your practice. You can go to wheel from camel. Good. If you're still in camel, come onto your backs. We're going to go into wheel. So everyone's going to end up in a wheel, whether you're just in it or not. If bridge is in your practice, take bridge. But if it's wheel that's in your practice, go straight into it. Everybody lift up. And press into your hands. You straighten your elbows and then drive your chest towards the back of the room. Take a breath. Lower back down. Your knees side to side. Lift back up, bridge or wheel. Breathe. Feel free to take any variation you want. You can come down onto your forearms. You can straighten your legs. You can lift a leg. Everyone come down. And get something in mind that you're going to do next time. Your knees side to side, take a breath. Good, now do it, get up. Nice, Mike, try. Everybody lift your leg off the ground, get it up. You're gonna take a big breath and come back down. Your knees side to side. We still got 2 more wheels, everybody. Conserve your energy, pull in some air, lift back up. Maybe get the opposite leg off the ground or get a hand off the ground. Take a big breath in. Release. Come down chin to chest. Rock your knees side to side. Gear up for your last wheel of the day. Lift up. You're up here. I know some of you guys don't like to do this during class, but right now you have no excuse because I can't hear you and you can't hear each other. So just say, you're powerful. I saw a couple people's lips moving. Come down. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta fake it till you make it. If you can, I used to feel so ridiculous saying mantras because I was like, oh, it doesn't feel true. It feels fake. After a while, it starts to feel true. That's how abuse works, right? You can tell somebody something that they might not believe at first, but if you keep saying it, they will. The same goes for good things, except good things are even more powerful. And you're powerful. Take one hand over your heart and take another hand over your belly. Just to observe that vital organ right there. That's powerful. It's moving blood through your body right now. And then notice your lungs. Notice the air that you're bringing in. It's kind of cool that we have all of these functions and we don't have to be aware of or in control of any of them. But we can be. So bring your attention back to your breath. Slow it down. Deepen it. Take 2 more inhales. Rock and roll, boat pose. So guys, your boat can look like anything. It could be feet on the ground here. It could be hands behind the knees. As long as you don't look like this. You don't want to be hunched over. We want our chests wide open, heart shining forward, nice and full expression. Take your feet off the ground if you can. If not, base yourself with your heels and then lift your arms. We're just gonna hold this boat, not going anywhere. It's been the hardest challenge of this whole quarantine thing for me is just to stay. I love my space, I love my home, but I don't want to be there all the time. So the question becomes, what are we trying to avoid by staying? Let's take another breath here together. Everyone inhale deeply. Exhale. Release. Come onto your backs. Take another couple rock and rolls. And let's go to downward facing dog for some lizards. So everybody lift your right leg up into the air. Move your thumbs a little closer together to give you some more space when you step forward. We're gonna bring our right foot to the outside of our right hand. Then we're gonna lower down into lizard. So that could look like anything. If you guys want to bring in some props for this, you can bring a bolster under your elbows. You can bring a pillow under your elbows. You can pretty much lie down on the ground effectively if you're doing that. Right hip open. And let your back hip flexor open. You can drop the knee onto the ground for some support if you need it. If you want to be a little tougher on the back hip flexor, you can bend your knee and draw that foot towards your body. So lots of ways to deepen here. Fill up 2 more times. Downward facing dog. Let's go to the left. Take your left leg up into the air. Maybe move your thumbs together if that's helpful. And then step your left foot to your left hand. When I was a kid, if I watched a movie with someone who had already seen it, if there was like a suspenseful moment, I would be like, what's gonna happen? Is he gonna die? And I would always freak out. I'd be like, just tell me the ending. Like sometimes I would just leave the room because I just couldn't handle the suspense. And I mean, that's kind of like a parallel situation for what's happening right now. Nobody knows what's going on. No one knows what's gonna happen. And it's driving a lot of people crazy. This is like the best training tool that could possibly come around in our lifetimes that I can think of. We just need to collectively, and we can do this together, we have to be okay with not knowing. Because you know what? If I could ask you guys this question, how many of your guys' lives right now turned out exactly the way you thought they would maybe 20 years ago? If I asked you guys when you were 20 what you'd be doing, 10, 15, 20, 30 years down the road, are you where you thought you'd be? Probably not, but you're okay, right? Everyone on this video call right now seems to be in a place where they're thriving. You guys have zero accountability, but you're doing a home yoga program. That's impressive. And as long as we're doing okay right now, why do we need to worry about what happens later? Isn't there some fun in that? Let's just soak up the now together. Take another breath. And without thinking about the next breath, let this one out all the way. Go to downward facing dog. Make your way onto your backs. And set up for fish. So if you have a block at home, what you're gonna do is you're gonna put it right between your shoulder blades here the long way. And then you'll bring your forearms onto the ground. If you have anything else that you wanna use, you could use a foam roller, you could use a pillow, you could use a stuffed animal. Anything you've got, you can just wedge back there. It's gonna get you a little bit more off the ground, put a little less weight on the shoulders and elbows. And then just let the front half of your body open as completely as you can. Waterfall. Come out of your fish. Take whatever object you had between your shoulder blades and put that underneath your hips to lift your feet up towards the sky for waterfall. Or if you don't need that assistance, maybe you choose to take a shoulder stand or a tripod or a traditional headstand. You come out of your waterfall and draw your knees onto your chest. Take your arms out to your sides, just out to a T shape, and then let both of your knees drop over to the right side. Look over your left shoulder. Come back up to center. Drop your knees to your left. Come back up. Draw your knees onto your chest. Rock and roll a couple times. Get some tension out of your back. Maybe it's there. Yeah, your vertebrae, a little massage. And then be still. Draw everything in towards your midline. Drop your head towards your knees, curl your toes, make your fists, squeeze your eyes shut tight. Take a big breath in. Exhale, Savasana. Final rest. And take a deep breath in through your nose. Open up your mouth, say ha. And then wiggle your extremities, move your fingers, move your toes. And take a breath, move your arms up over your head for a full body stretch. Reach to the back of the room, put your toes forward. And draw your knees onto your chest. Roll to your right side. With your eyes closed, make your way up to your seat. Bring your hands to rest at heart center. Let's take one Om to close our class. Lift your thumb knuckles to forehead center. Together we bow. Namaste. Namaste, everybody. Unmute you guys real quick for question time if you have any questions. Sorry about that. Okay, there we go. So we're gonna be having some cool workshops that are coming up soon. If you guys wanna get involved in that, I'm gonna, we're gonna be putting that on social media. We'll be telling you after classes you come to. We'll make sure that you know it's gonna be soon. Leah and I are leading a boot camp. We're also leading an inversion workshop. So if you wanna learn how to fly, handstands, arm balances, oh, what else? Forearm balance, that's what I was trying to think of. Crow, Running Man, anything you guys want to learn, anything you want to come in, you have an idea of something that you want to do, we'll cover it. Because we're able to interact with this cool little Zoom service. So thank you guys so much for joining me. If there's anything that you guys need, if there's any other way I can be of service, please let me know. If you're having tech or trouble supporting issues, it's my number that you're gonna call. It's on the website. It'll go straight to my phone and I will answer and help you out any way that I can. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me. This is like the highlight of my day. It's the most social I get to be. So thank you so much. And I hope to see you guys again soon. So thank you. Happy Thursday.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.